Shalom everybody. In today's video, I wanted to discuss a massive secret behind Tikkun 70 from Tikkunei Azor. We'll take a brief gander into our book of Tikkuns, which Hashem willing, there will be a physical copy of this particular sefer made in the future. We're going to go into the secret of the moon, the secret of its 28 phases and its correspondences with the various melachs or angels that are associated to them. For those that may remember, in the book of Ecclesiastes, it is mentioned 28 different times. These 28 different times will also serve as an aid to our study. And here we have our tikkun. So this tikkun reveals 28 moon phases. And adjacent to this tikkun is a list. We're going to want to go into Tikkunei Zohar, specifically book 2. And we're going to find here a mentioning of Tikkun 70. And what we're going to see is that it's written, the power, koach, of his deeds he has declared to his people. We will notice that the nikud and the names of the nikudim, or the vowels, are presented. For example, tamet is kof, mem, tzadi. And we find here these nikudim are associated with these lights. And these lights are the various melachs that receive these things. And the first, being Kamet, is associated with the Kof is Kedomel. The Mem is Melakiel. And the Tzadi is Soriel. The three head letters of these angels, Kof, Mem, Tzadi, spell the word Kamet, or the Nikud for Kamet. The second vowel is called Petach. And we find here the Fe, Adel, the Tav, Tomel, and the Chet, Chesediel. Thus we find that if you spell out all of the names of the Nikudim, there are exactly 28 letters. And corresponding to these 28 letters are 28 melachs, or angels, that are rooted and manifested from these various lights. And this is the secret of the word koach, or an example, he shows power. The verse here is that he shows the power of his deeds. The word power is kaf chet. The value is 20 and 8. And the secret of this power, or these 28, are these 28 aforementioned melachs, which are all in the secrets of the nikudim, or the vowels. Now, in a very special tone that I do not share, I have these melachs and the secret of the explanations behind Tikkun 70 of Tikkunei Zohar, this being the kafchet, out of his right hand. So he says, the power of his right hand, bekoach yaminecha. And again here is the value 28, hinting to these nikud. Now, to understand this at a deeper level, we see here that the nikud are from the secret of Hokmah. And Hokmah is the level of the Simsum, or the restriction, or the concentric circles, which we are informed is the level of the world of points, or Nikud. We find that this is in the Soda of Koach Ma, that Hokmah contains the letters Kafchet, Koach, and Ma, Memhe. This Kafchet hints to the moon, because there are 28 phases to the moon, and this Memhe, having a numerical value of 45, hints to the 45-letter name, that of the world of Yetzirah, whose central sphera is Tiferes, or Shemesh, or Chama, the sun. Thus these two hint to the moon and the sun. Now regarding the moon, we can find a list and mentionings of these exact angels in the section called the Vayera. What we are currently looking at is the 1558 publication of the Zohar. And here is the listing as it was made known to you before. We see that Kamet is Kadomael, Melakiel, Tzadakiel. We saw this exact arrangement there in Tikkun Zohar. We find that the head letters of the preceding angels is Fe, Tet, Chet, being the value Petach. Then we see the following Melach's head letters, Tsadi, Resh, Yud, for Tsiri, so on and so forth. For those Westerners that have a copy of the Kabbalah Center of the Zohar, you will find it in Book 3, on page 374. When dealing with these, we will see an arrangement of the aforementioned Melachs. For referential purposes, we'll go to a glossary section of Tikkun Zohar. We will find here that the vowels Kamatz, Petach, Tziri, Segol, Sheva, Cholam, Chirik, Shuruk, and Shuruk Vav have an association with the Sphira. Example, Keter, Hokmah, Bina, Chesed, Gevura, Tifras, Netzach, Hod, and Yisod. We can see the associations of these vowels beneath the letters. This is Kamatz, Petach, Tziri, Segol, Sheva, etc. Thus, on this page, we see Kaf, Chet, or Koach, an example, power. As it was explained, he shows the power of his deeds to his people. And we see here the respective vowels, Kamet, Kof, Mem, Tzadi, and we see the respective Melachs listed adjacent to them, Kedomael, Melachiel, etc. The same are with the three of Petach, same with Tsiri, same with Segol, same with Sheva, Cholam, etc. There are exactly 28, and these respective angels are associated to the 28 phases of the moon. Beneath here in Aramaic is a listing of all of the respective angels, following of which it mentions the secret of Koach are the Melachim, the Livna, the angels of the moon, and they allude to Hokmah, which is Koach Ma, as we saw in the other manuscript, and also the matter in which it is written. Out of his right hand goes Koach. Here on the right hand page, we find listings of all of these angels, and we see to the most far right the actual Nikud, or the vowel itself. And adjacent to it, we find the respective Melach angel. And corresponding to this, we find the respective time in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, where there are 28 times, time to be born and a time to die, etc. And adjacent to that, we have the 28 phases of the moon, in which these Melachs are the embodied lights and powers thereof. Regarding this particular Elon, which is rarely shared, we'll go down to the section in which it mentions all of these things. We see here on the right hand side a list of the various melachs as associated to the Nikudim. And on the left-hand side, we see the various times in which they're associated with. And going below, we see an arrangement of the moon phases. And again, the same tikkun alongside the times. And according to the Elon many of you have been privy to in our series on Likutei, you will find and remember, and the secret of the Simsum was the secret of the Nikud, the points. And we see accordingly the vowels as they were shown to us in relation to the Sfirot in Tikkun HaZohar. This is the secret of the moon's associations, because the word moon in Hebrew, livna, is like laven, which comes from the whiteness. The whiteness hints to the supernal chokmah, that is the sharosh, or the roots of the moon. An example, the lights of the moon are in the secret of the 28. An example, that aspect of the nikud, or vowels, as it was explained. Though it is not expounded upon in Likutei itself, nonetheless, on the Elon, the image is there. We see again the vowels, kametz, petak, so on and so forth. And we see these 28 angels, and here they are numbered on another Elonot. For those of you that have a copy of Likutei Yeda, a free PDF copy of which is made available via the QR code during the opening segment, you will see a picture with this list of melachs on the following page. Page 226, we can see here clearly the listing of the angels. The following sefer is one of the most esoteric sefers ever produced, one that is virtually impossible to get your hands on, even in Israel. We can see here the divine names of Yud-Kei Vav-Kei. We also see associations with the vowels. Again, we see the divine name of Hashem alongside various vowels. And we can see that, for example, here is the vowel kamatz, that there are melachs or angels that are associated with every single point. These are the lights that was being referenced. And of course, these vowels originate themselves in the secret of very specific verses inside of the Tanakh. That being said, consider very carefully the things that have been revealed here. The delicacies of the vowels and how every single thing is filled with the highest and most supernal holiness. Hashem willing, this particular sefer will come out in the future. It will be digitized and manifested in a new sefer called Tikkunei Yeda. I'll leave a link down below to a public WhatsApp group if you would like to join and receive updates and behind-the-scenes looks on many of the up-and-coming various projects. And with that, we have learned the secret of many various angels in the most unveiled form as probably has ever been spoken of openly, especially here on the internet. Shalom and Selah, everybody.